today with us Ana Val Claraco. All right. Good day. I don't know which part of the world you're at, so good day to all of us. Before we begin, I just want to remind we're both available for streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So please do if you can share the video so that we can share our thoughts to more people, to our organizations. Maybe you can share it in your National Choral Organizations page or whichever channels you have. All right. So again, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Also, if you have comments while we're having this program, please feel free to type your comments in the comment section in the chat so that we can maybe read some of them. All right. To just make the discussion richer. All right. So let's begin. Let's just first off, maybe we can start with our friends from Ecuador. Maybe Lou and Maria, can you maybe tell us a story of your organization and other details from your organization?
Yes, solamente Eugenia, te traduzco un poco de lo que dice ahorita Erwin. I'm just going to translate a little bit of what you just said. Entonces, lo que hizo ahorita fue una introducción de todo lo que está sucediendo tras cámaras en la Federación Internacional con todos los miembros, un poco una intro de todos los países que estamos dentro, y también por qué hacemos estos diálogos, para dar a conocer un poco las realidades del arte coral en cada país. Entonces, pues solamente quería darte contexto de lo que había dicho él. Y bueno, we're going to start now. I'm going to be the translator after Marugenia talks. I'm going to be taking some notes, and then she will, stop, and I will continue in English, okay?
María Luisa, no sé si me podrán compartir pantalla para que puedan ver. ¿Les puedes explicar?
Giovanni, is it possible for us to have the access to share screen, please? Let me see. Yeah, we are not. It's disabled yet.
No me comparte.
Yeah, let's wait for a little bit. Yeah. So share screen.
Yeah.
There it is. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.
¿Sí pueden ver? Ya. Bueno, muy buenos días, tardes y noches para los amigos, maestros, directores de coros de los países miembros que están en este momento presentes el día de hoy. María Luisa.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're actually, Marugenia is saying hello to everybody, independently where you are. As Irvin said before, we are in different times. So everybody, welcome to this presentation.
Quiero agradecer a la maestra María Luisa Criollo, a la cual ya la conocen algunos de ustedes, por ser parte de nuestra Asociación de Directores de Coros en el Ecuador. Ella es la coordinadora de la Comisión de Difusión. María Luisa.
Well, she's thanking me. Well, it's kind of weird. She's thanking me because I am part of the Communication Commission. So that's one of the reasons why I'm here today and kind of put together all of these.
Ella será la intérprete de la explicación de nuestra propuesta y objetivo como Asociación ADICOE. María Luisa.
I'm going to be the interpreter for all what María Eugenia is going to say today. So if you have any questions in English or anything that comes up in the way, just let me know and I'll take note of it.
Quiero agradecer al presidente de la Asociación de Coros de ADICOE, al maestro José Criollo, por permitirme compartir con ustedes y por este medio digital a través de las redes sociales lo que es ADICOE. María Luisa.
And actually, María Eugenia, who's the vice president, is thanking the president of ADICOE, who's José Criollo, for this opportunity to spread the word about ADICOE as well.
De la misma manera, agradecer a la Federación Internacional de Directores Corales por estos espacios que nos han permitido para dar a conocer el desarrollo de la actividad coral en nuestro país. María Luisa.
And also at the same time to thank IFCDA for these spaces and for opening room to spread the word about choral activities around the world as well.
Me llamo María Eugenia Arias Maldonado, soy la vicepresidenta de la Asociación de Directores Corales del Ecuador, ADICOE. María Luisa.
María Eugenia, as I said before, she's the vice president of ADICOE.
¿De qué está formado ADICOE? Primero vamos a iniciar con la misión. Hacer de la práctica y muestra coral en el Ecuador es un quehacer integral con directores corales especializados y con un dominio pleno de esta área para aportar al desarrollo de nuevas generaciones de la práctica coral y contribuir a la difusión y fortalecimiento de la cultura musical ecuatoriana y coadyuvar en la formación de un nuevo ser humano. María Luisa.
So as a mission of our federation, ADICOE, it's to make choral practice in Ecuador as part of the process, the educational process in a human being, and also with different choral directors and conductors that are very professional and they have this expertise in the area in order to develop and foster all these process and all these abilities. And as I said, be part as a complement of our students' educational process.
La visión. El crecimiento y el desarrollo del canto coral en Ecuador están nutridos por procesos de formación continua de directores con capacidad de impulsar la educación integral de coreautas, el desarrollo de talentos y de crear espacios de crecimiento para los coros nuevos y los existentes, motivando la difusión y producción de la nueva música coral, forjando relaciones con la comunidad y vinculación con actores de ámbito coral de otros países del mundo. María Luisa.
So the growth and development of choral singing in Ecuador are nurtured by ongoing training processes for directors with the ability to promote the comprehensive education of choral members, the development of talents and create growth spaces for these new and current choirs also is a motivation and for the production of new choral music and fostering relationships with the community and linking the choral actors from locally and around the world as well.
ADICOE, como asociación, tiene apenas un año de estar formada ya por las leyes de nuestro país y aprobada por el órgano regente que es el Ministerio de Cultura del Ecuador en diciembre del 2020. María Luisa.
So ADICOE is legally established by the laws here in Ecuador, and it has a lifetime from 2021 to 2023.
Iniciándose con 16 miembros fundadores y 26 en total forman parte de nuestra asociación ADICOE. María Luisa.
So it has, it was founded with 16 members. ¿Ahora cuántos hay? ¿Me dices, perdón?
26.
And now we have 26 members currently.
Dentro del comité directivo de ADICOE 2021 y 23 constan las siguientes personas: el presidente, el maestro José Criollo, vicepresidenta, quien les habla, María Eugenia Arias, la tesorera, la maestra Adriana Herrera, la secretaria, Tania Andrade, y los vocales, en el orden, Andrea Fierro, Carla Espinosa y Francisco Aguilera.
Mm-hmm. So we have the board, the official board, that is the president, José Criollo, the vice president, María Eugenia, who's speaking today, the treasurer, Adriana Herrera, the secretary, Tania Andrade, and members, we call them like, well, in Spanish we call it vocales, but they're like annexes of this committee, and they're Andrea Fierro, Carla Espinosa, and Francisco Aguilera. Perdón.
Dentro de los estatutos de nuestra organización, quiero compartir el artículo número 6 que habla de los fines de nuestra asociación. María Luisa.
So we're going to start with the objectives, kind of, well, the where we're heading, no, of our organization.
Difundir la formación del arte coral como medio de expresión y forma de comprender el mundo e incentivar el desarrollo del canto coral a nivel nacional e internacional. María Luisa.
So spread the word of choral art and educational process as the means of expression and way of understanding the world, and encourage the development of choral singing at a national and international level.
Luego tenemos la creación de escenarios y contextos para la organización de conciertos, festivales, encuentros, con fines de compartir la información coral y de servicio a la comunidad. María Luisa.
As a second objective, we have create scenarios and contexts for the organization of concerts, festivals, and meetings for the purpose of sharing choral training and serving the community.
Fomentar la creación de nuevas agrupaciones corales infantiles y juveniles en esta primera etapa, brindando asesoría y seguimiento profesional. María Luisa.
So to promote the creation is our third objective, promote the creation of new children's and youth choral groups in this first stage, providing advice and professional follow-up.
Respetar la diversidad cultural del medio, valorando su patrimonio artístico, material e inmaterial del pasado y el presente, motivando procesos investigativos. María Luisa.
So another of our very important objectives is to respect the cultural diversity of the environment, giving a lot of value to the tangible and non-tangible artistic heritage of the past and present, motivating and curiosity on these processes.
Como otro objetivo importante que tenemos es el desarrollar el uso de medios y recursos convencionales y tecnológicos en la producción coral de las agrupaciones, difundiendo metodologías en todas las disciplinas afines a la actividad coral.
So another objective is to develop the use of conventional and technological means and resources in the choral production of groups, spreading the word of different methodologies in all disciplines related to choral activities.
Tenemos la siguiente, que es motivar en los compositores y compositoras la edición y producción de nuevos arreglos, adaptaciones y obras corales en diferentes niveles de complejidad, valorando todos los procesos dentro del canto ecuatoriano en los coros infantos juveniles e infantiles como una primera etapa, y difundir el valor compositivo y contribuyendo a la educación musical de nuestro país. María Luisa.
Another objective, and this is a very important one because it's linked to future projects that we're going to be talking about today. It's to motivate composers and female and male composers in the production of new arrangements, new music arrangements, adaptations, and choral works at different levels of complexity, and giving value to, especially to rhythms here in Ecuador, folk music for children's performances, and especially giving the lyrics that they have to be appropriate for children's choirs. At this first stage, okay, so spreading the compositional value of and contributing to the musical education of the country as well.
Los proyectos que hemos desarrollado. Ahora les quiero compartir durante este corto periodo de formación de la asociación los proyectos que hemos desarrollado como asociación. María Luisa.
Okay, so now we're going to start, as I said a little bit earlier, to talk about
in the production of new arrangements, new music arrangements, adaptation.
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. So we're gonna talk about the project, the projects that we've been working on this entire year as ADICOE, okay?
No sin antes indicar que a través de la situación difícil que nos tocó afrontar en el mundo, como la pandemia, la música coral nunca dejó de ser escuchada y buscamos los medios y mecanismos para poder dar a conocer el trabajo coral de la asociación. María Luisa.
Yeah, so basically this was created during pandemia as well, for the necessity of keep spreading the word of our choral singing and our members, our choirs. And it was very challenging, as you experienced it as well on your different countries. So this was part of the process of putting all of the directors together.
De esta manera, realizamos el primer concurso de composición de obras corales con música ecuatoriana para coros infantiles y juveniles, realizado en el mes de mayo. María Luisa.
Okay, so this was our first project, the first composition contest of choral works for youth and children choirs, and it was developed. It took place in It took place in. ¿Cuándo fue que se hizo, María Eugenia?
En mayo.
May 2021. That's it.
Tuvimos la participación de 30 músicos, entre ecuatorianos y extranjeros, que se dieron cita a este evento, de los cuales 17 músicos tuvieron mención de honor y hubo un primer lugar y un segundo lugar con un empate. María Luisa.
Okay, so we had 30 musicians who participated on these contests, and 17, it was a tie, fue un empate, ¿no?
Ajá,
entre
el segundo lugar.
So it was a tie on the second place, and this was part of this process of putting different works together on a catalog for the future.
En el mes de noviembre realizamos el primer Congreso Internacional de Dirección Coral ADICOE, sede en Quito, Ecuador, modalidad virtual, el 12, 13 y 14 de noviembre. María Luisa.
Okay, so the second project was the first International Congress for Choral Conductors, which was online, of course, and it took place in November 2021 with local and international experts who gave different workshops and seminars.
Tuvimos 3 días maravillosos con 2 mesas de diálogo, la participación de maestros extranjeros y ecuatorianos. María Luisa.
So we had 3 days with different conductors or experts in the area from different parts of the world and also local.
En un conversatorio de sus experiencias virtuales alrededor del funcionamiento y sostenimiento de la actividad coral en épocas de pandemia. María Luisa.
So especially we addressed the situation of the online experience. We had a dialogue with some of them, and they were able to tell us how was their experience during pandemic times with this online and virtual education.
De la misma manera, con maestros ecuatorianos se abordó el tema de los géneros ecuatorianos en las composiciones para coros infantiles y juveniles. María Luisa.
So with the local experts, who gave the different workshops and seminars, we talk about the different music genres that we have here in Ecuadorian music and how they can be adapted for children and juvenile choirs.
Además de las mesas de diálogo, tuvimos 4 talleres magníficos presentados por maestros extranjeros con una amplia trayectoria coral. María Luisa.
Yes, I said, besides the different conversatories and talks and seminars, we had workshops with international experts that express their studies and their expertise about the different methodologies that we can find in choral conducting.
Donde se abordó aspectos fundamentales para los directores corales, no solo de nuestra asociación, sino muchos músicos participaron en estos talleres. María Luisa.
So it was open for the public. It was not only for our members, and different people around the country were able to enjoy and be part of these workshops, as I said, for choral conducting methodologies as well.
Los talleres estaban enfocados en un kit de herramientas virtuales para directores, así como el trabajo de la voz infantil, de la misma manera el canto, el mecanismo y la técnica, y la salud vocal para voces cambiantes. María Luisa.
So part of the different topics that these international experts talk about was the change of the voices in children, the different tools that we can find for virtual teaching, and the final work that the different tools that we can use to work for children and juvenile choirs.
Ya en el mes de diciembre, por ser un mes donde pensamos que la música coral navideña se presentaba como una época de esperanza, de fe y mucha paz espiritual. María Luisa.
So for Christmas time, because we thought that it was going to be a very nice time for getting people together, at least on screen, we decided to do these Cantos de Navidad, which was a different festival, a little festival for different chorus in the country.
En este evento y este festival coral denominado, como dijo María Luisa, Cantos de Navidad, participaron casi todos los directores y miembros de nuestra asociación. Fueron 2 días maravillosos que disfrutamos con los villancicos de manera virtual. María Luisa.
So it was a 2-day festival. We had the lineup of different choirs of our members, and we could just enjoy together as family in our homes because nothing was open yet. But we were able to see the work that these kids were doing behind the scenes.
Es por eso que durante este año hemos considerado muy importante la capacitación permanente en los seminarios y talleres en las diversas áreas de la dirección y la práctica coral, tanto en la técnica vocal, dirección coral, medios virtuales, metodología coral, marketing para el arte y gestión coral. María Luisa.
So that's why we've been always trying to keep an ongoing and permanent training with seminars and workshops in various areas of choral conducting and practice, such as vocal technique, choral conducting, different tools for virtual teaching and choral methodologies, marketing for art, advertisement, and choral cultural advertising as well.
De la misma manera, también hemos hecho una elaboración de una biblioteca digital en los diversos géneros musicales corales para la utilización de nuestros asociados, tanto en los coros infantiles, juveniles, femeninos, masculinos y mixtos. María Luisa.
So within these projects, we have also prepared a digital library in various choral musical genres for the use of our associates, and also to spread the word of all the compositions that we currently have here in the country for children, juvenile, female, masculine, and mixed voices choruses.
Ahora voy a indicarles sobre los proyectos que estamos en un proceso de desarrollo. Pero antes de conversar sobre este punto, veremos a continuación otro pequeño video del director coral Francisco Aguilera, maestro de nuestra asociación. María Luisa.
So now we're going to start with the projects that are not yet, but we're trying to put all the pieces together. But before that, we're going to see a children choir conducted by one of our members, Maestro Francisco Aguilera. And this is the video of their children singing Kyrie.
Dentro de los procesos que estamos en desarrollo, tenemos primero la creación de la carrera universitaria para estudios de dirección coral a través de una solicitud que se ha extendido a las universidades de nuestro país. María Luisa.
So one of the projects that is on the process is the creation of a university, a college career to study the choral direction, and it has been presented officially to different universities around the country.
De la misma manera, se ha realizado una propuesta a instituciones sobre la investigación histórica de la música coral en el Ecuador. María Luisa.
So something that we find very important to do is research on historical research, on choral music in Ecuador. And it has been also a very exciting idea. And we have presented this proposal to different institutions in the country as well.
También se ha realizado un plan de elaboración para una propuesta del desarrollo de la práctica coral en educación regular de nuestro país para escuelas y colegios. Esto se ha elaborado un borrador para el análisis para la directiva de ADICOE. María Luisa.
So also we find it very important to elaborate a plan, a proposal for the development of choral practice in different schools, not conservatories, no, just regular high school, elementary and middle school around the country. And we have already presented a first draft of this proposal to make different reflections between the members of ADICOE.
Estamos realizando la elaboración del primer libro digital con las obras ganadoras y las obras que tuvieron mención de honor. María Luisa.
So we're preparing the first digital book of all the works and the different music pieces that had honorable mentions and won the first Festival of Composition and Children's and Youth choral works.
Para que puedan ser conocidas de manera virtual al mundo entero.
So we can have the access not only here in Ecuador, but in different parts of the world to this catalog of our compositions that our musicians presented on this contest.
Antes de hablar sobre los proyectos desarrollados, vamos a realizar con miembros de nuestra asociación que no tienen que ver, pero que son parte de la asociación de ADICOE, vamos a escuchar un último video de la directora Karen Peckler del coro que ella dirige, que también es maestra de nuestra asociación.
Mm-hmm. So before we continue with the projects that have been developed or are going to take place soon with some of our members, we're going to listen to Ensamble Vocal Colegio Menor in Quito, that is conducted by Maestra Karen Peckler, one of our members.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Oh, faithful friends who are kin to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years, we all will be together if the faith.
A continuación, les quiero dar a conocer de nuestros maestros de la asociación proyectos que ellos han desarrollado, ¿no? Así tenemos el segundo Festival Internacional de Coros Infantiles y Juveniles que se realizó en el mes de septiembre en la ciudad de Guayaquil, llamado Voces de Voces.
Okay, so we have one of our members developed and already did the second edition of the International Festival for Children and Juvenile Choirs, and the name is Voz de Voces, that took place in September in Guayaquil. That's another city of our country.
También podemos ver el cuarto Festival Internacional de Coros Guaguas Cantores en el Centro del Mundo, organizado por la Fundación Viva el Arte. María Luisa.
So we also have the fourth edition that is going to be this year, that is International Festival of Choirs, Guaguas Cantores en el Centro del Mundo, and it's going to take place this October in Quito. That is part of this is a project that is part of the foundation, the Arts Foundation Vive en Arte.
Nuestra agenda de trabajo para este año 2022 contempla los siguientes proyectos. Como primera parte tenemos la presentación del libro virtual de las obras inéditas de composiciones de obras corales e infantiles y juveniles que se realizaron durante la época de la pandemia en el mes de mayo. Luego, para el mes de junio, tenemos el segundo concurso de composición ADICOE, las obras corales, infantiles y juveniles.
So as our schedule comes along this year, we have in March the presentation of the virtual book of unpublished works of composition of children's and youth choral works 2021 of the contest last year. And in June of this year as well, we have the second ADICOE composition contest for choral works for children and youth juvenile choirs as well.
En el mes de octubre realizaremos nuestro segundo Congreso Internacional de Dirección Coral ADICOE. Y finalizaremos en diciembre con un festival nacional simultáneo de la Navidad de coros de ADICOE en escenarios locales de las provincias a través del Facebook Live. María Luisa.
In October 2022, we will have the second International Congress of Choral Conducting ADICOE. And in December, we will have a National Christmas Festival that is going to be simultaneously happening in different parts of the country. And it's organized by ADICOE as well, on local and, as I said, in different parts, in different provinces, as we call it here, cities around the country.
Quiero agradecerles infinitamente por este pequeño espacio y corto espacio para mostrar todo lo que nosotros en este año pequeñito, pero que ha sido muy valioso, ha podido realizar la Fundación ADICOE. Muchísimas gracias. María Luisa.
Gracias, María Eugenia, as well. Thank you for this platform. We always think it's very, very important for us to contrast realities around the world and see how things are going on in different parts of the world. I think that the pain and and all the situation is very similar, and we can share the pain. I always say that. So thank you for this space, and we'll keep you posted of our activities in our social media of ADICOE as well.
All right. Thank you very much, ADICOE, Maria Eugenia, and Lou. Thank you very much for your presentation, for sharing with us what you have been doing with ADICOE. We knew that it's a very relatively young organization, and you practically were born out of the pandemic. And it's interesting. It's really interesting how these organizations have adopted in the situation that we really have to strive and then still promote choral music in our community, in our country, despite the situation. Again, thank you very much. We're looking forward to that virtual book of compositions for children's and youth choir. And maybe, all of our other co-members here in IFCDA would be very much interested to have new works, especially from Ecuador. Again, thank you very much. Now let's move on to our next guest from Asociación Española de Directores de Coro, Ana Valcaraco from Spain, to tell us a story about their organization, what have they been up to, and in the past 2 years that we're in the pandemic, and what have they've been doing even before the pandemic. So, Ana Val?
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. First of all, thank you for the invitation to introduce our association, and congratulations ADICOE for such great presentation. Ha sido muy interesante, enhorabuena. So now I'm going to show briefly how is our association. So for that, I'm going to share a PowerPoint. So yes, can you see it? Yes?
Yes. It's
okay, perfect. So we are at Coro, Spanish Association of Choral Conductors. So our origin comes from 2016. in Burgos, that is a city in the up north of Spain. Okay, that was our first national conference for choral conductors. Before that year, how it was the choral movement in Spain? Most of the choral projects were led by choirs or by choral associations, and that projects and that were led in a local area. Okay, for example, in Madrid or Catalonia or Basque Country or Aragon or Andalusia. Okay, but in from a regional point of view. Okay, so we saw the lack of attention to the real needs of the conductors, because we realized that, okay, there were projects for choirs and choral associations, but we saw that what happened with the figure of the choral conductor and the choral conductor as professional. So we look for an integrative and global project open to the world. So that's why it's the moment that when that we decide to create a national association for choral conductors. So the first forum took place, as I told you, in October in 2016. So the participants to that conference decided to create our association that started in 2017. So the first board members was formed by 6 people at the beginning. So they were 23 founder members, and currently, fortunately, we are more than 150 members. Actually, currently we are 153 members. So we are, of course, very proud of that. How we organize these members? We have different categories, okay? As I told you before, we have founding members that are the first who started with the association. Most of the members are normal or regular members, okay? We have a category that we call it friendly members, that is for the members that they don't get all that they need to be a normal member of the association, because for example, you need to be professional conductor or to get a concrete number of hours of training. But for those who really want to join us, they have this status of friendly members. We have, of course, protective members that are other type of categories. In this category also, companies are included, or public or private institutions. And we have as well the honorary members, that are those that we consider that is outstanding people, and every year we choose one person to name as honorary member. And so we try to work in a cooperative way, and we try to involve all the members in our association, not just the board members, but we want that everybody feels that this association is an important part to really develop the figure of the choral conductor in Spain. So it's a cooperative model of to work. So now we are Ramon Gil, that is our president, Mónica Perales, that is the secretary, Mariano Pilar, that is the treasurer, Nuria Fernandez, that is Vocal International and Research, Jose Herrero, that is the vocal for agreements, and me, Anaval, that I'm vocal for new technologies and web. And if you can see this map of Spain, you will see that the board members, we are people from over Spain. So from Canary Islands, Aragon, Valencia, Madrid, Castilla y León. So we are a group of people that we come from different parts of Spain. What are our main goals? Of course, we look social recognition of choral music and the figure of choral conductor, but because before our association, we realized that most of the work or most of the projects start from the choir, so we start to work to really get a real recognition of the figure of the choral conductor. As well, in our association, there's consulting for associate conductors. Our association also looks that we want that the choral projects be led by real professionals, conductors, okay, and properly trained conductors to be sure that the projects are led by a professional. Also, we organize training, promotion, networking events. Okay, we try to organize different activities and different things that we will tell you later. Advise and promote public and private institutions for the creation of new choral projects. Support of choral music in institutions. And we try as well to intensify the relationship between choral conductors. This idea of the networking, we consider that is very important. And we consider that our association is very important to really engage and get this networking between conductors from the north to the south of Spain. And of course, establish links with other associations with similar purposes from Spain or other countries. So we organize from the beginning as well conferences. We started with presentation of research works in choral music because we consider that the research in choral music, in choral conducting, is very important for the future of the development of choral music. So we organize as well master classes with outstanding conductors. We have prepared for the moments 4 conferences. The first was with Carmina Silek. The second conference we had Bengt Olen, the Swedish choral conductor for the master class. The next year, Patrick House from United Kingdom. And our last conference was Janet Costa from Portugal. What are our achievements from the point of view of the political issues? I'm going to tell you the 2 most important. In 2018, the Senate of the Spanish government issued an institutional declaration recognizing choral activity as a very important cultural asset of our society, and the figure, that is the point, no? The figure of the choral conductor as an indispensable element for this activity. And currently we are a member of the State Council for the Performing Arts and Music. So now I'm going to talk about the Fair de Coro, Feria de Coro. We organize this fair because we saw that in Spain we never had these types of fairs for the choral world, for choirs, for conductors, and of course there's economic activity that surrounds the choral work that I think that is important too. So in this fair participate associations, federations, publishers, publishing companies, services, travel agencies, public and private institutions, etc. So the first one took place in Burgos in 2019. In 2020, due to the pandemic, the fair was online. Unfortunately, in September in 2021 took place in Burgos again, and is something that the members and the people who assist to the fair consider that is very interesting. The actions that we carried out are, for example, meetings online or face-to-face. Of course, we have online groups for conductors, like, for example, IFCDA. If you want to join us, is ifcforo.com, Facebook. Also, we have presence in social media, as, for example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or YouTube. And in media, TV, newspaper, etc. So one part of the work in our association are the agreements that we sign with several institutions or associations, because we consider that it's important reinforce links between, as I told you before, associations similar to our, as for example, in Spain with the Spanish orchestra conductors, or with other international choral institutions. As well for academic institutions, contests and festivals, workshops, companies, and the type of agreements are varied, from simple things as, for example, discounts or access to a workshop or whatever, to more important things as, for example, signing other type of agreements. So we keep working on that, and we are now preparing another conference in October. Probably will be the fourth fair de coro in Spain, in Burgos again, and we are now working on many projects. So thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you like this presentation.
All right, thank you very much, Annabelle, for that wonderful presentation. I was really like, what stuck with me is the declaration from your Senate in 2018 that you're very lucky that the government acknowledges the choral art.
It was very challenging, and of course we are very happy to
I'm
really get that recognition, because of course, and I don't know in other countries, but yes, maybe the figure of the choral conductor sometimes is like complementary to the choirs, and we really consider that we must take care of the choral conductor as professional to really lift up the level.
I think for us and for our friends from Ecuador and everyone else who's watching, maybe they can take inspiration to really fight for the art that we love. And then I think there's a clamor really for everyone, wherever you are in the globe, for government support for choral music, and we take inspiration from your organization for being able to,
Thank you
to work
much.
on that, and to be able to get that recognition from your government. So congratulations. And also I am amazed that you're able to host face-to-face events already. So good job, even though we're in this situation. So I wish we have more time. I would have wanted to ask more questions from both organizations, but maybe to end the whole show, lots of points, interesting points. But maybe just to end the whole show, maybe you can share with us what you're excited about with being part of IFCDA, and maybe a message for choral organizations around the world, especially now that we're kind of looking at the light at the end of the tunnel in this pandemic, in this problem. So maybe we can start with Lou and Maria Eugenia.
I'm going to translate for María Eugenia.
Yes,
María Eugenia Irving está preguntando que cuál es tu motivación o lo que te gusta de ser parte de IFCDA, o sea, de esta federación, como obviamente a través de ADICOE, y qué te emociona ser parte de esto. Y bueno, eso como para ir cerrando.
Bueno, primero, realmente es el canto coral lo que me motiva, ¿no? A haber sido parte primero de ADICOE y luego parte de una federación internacional, porque pienso que lo más importante es dar a conocer lo que los países en el mundo pueden mostrar a nivel del canto coral, ¿no? Y es lo que nos ha llevado prácticamente a esto de poder conectarnos, dar a presentar todo lo que nosotros hacemos como asociación y conocer lo que otras asociaciones de otros países también nos pueden dar a conocer. Siempre, como pienso, el canto coral hermana a los pueblos, ¿no? Esa es la razón.
Well, she's maybe you caught a little bit of what she said, but she's saying that being part of ADICOE, and of course I directly with IFCDA, it's to just put together the pieces around the world. And also she believes in choral singing as a tool to put all the countries together. And that's her motivation, basically her love for teaching choral singing to juvenile and children choirs. And for me, the same thing. I think it's very visionary for us to keep dreaming. And of course, this is a very long process, but at least we're starting somewhere, and we're kind of putting the pieces in our local situations and realities. And hopefully at some point we're gonna get together in somewhere and do like a worldwide festival or something like that down the road. But hopefully that's gonna be, something concrete and tangible after all this pandemic situation that we all suffered together.
Yes, thank you, Lou. Thank you, Maria Eugenia. How about you, Anava?
Yeah, for us it's very interesting because we learn a lot about how it works, other associations similar to us, to our association, to know other realities. And also because we consider that it's very interesting, this collaboration and these activities, like these dialogues, very integrative, I think that it's a very good feeling, feels that we are in the same mood. That's very...
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Annabelle. Thank you very much, Lou. Thank you very much, Maria Eugenia, for being with us tonight. No, not tonight. Tonight in my time. Today. And sharing with us how your organizations function, how have you been, what have been done during the pandemic. And please do follow us on Facebook, IFCDA, International Federation of Choral Directors Association, or visit our website at ifcda.org. All right. So please do watch out for our next episode. We'll be posting them on our social media. And have a great day wherever you are in the world. And just remember that the art that we're doing, it's very relevant, especially with the situation of the world now, the pandemic and the war in some parts of the world. Just reminds us of being harmoniously together to making something beautiful. All right. So with that, we end the show. Thank you very much again to Maria Eugenia, to Lou and Annaval for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank-
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much also for Giovanni for helping us with